he can't turn his hips back. So as long as I keep this leg in the air, I got him. Come across the face, I got back points. And in college at 6 now, so probably won't be long until they change that in high school, right? Usually like 2 years later or something like that. Here's a bit of it. Yeah. It takes a while to get there. But it's, they're trying to promote turning, obviously. So that's 3 moves, but it's really 1. It's a snap down, drive behind, is that what you call it?
Snap and drive.
Snap and drive, snap and drive, snap and drive, snap and drive, snap and drive cradle, snap and drive cradle, snap and drive Turk, snap and drive Turk. We wrestled on Friday morning, yesterday morning. Kids loved it because I had to leave to come here. So we had 6 a.m. practice, and I was in one of my moods because our hockey team lost 2 in a row. And we did a snap down, go behind all morning. Every time I saw someone come off the butt or off the leg or the waist, we just started spreading the whole team. And we didn't get through. We couldn't get through 5 minutes without somebody going. We got so many guys, I don't know if it's 6 a.m. or something, they want to go here. You know?
That's scramble city. I just
it's
go
called
right
intermittent reinforcement. When you do something like 10 times and you do it right 3 times, it works 3 times, so you think it's right. They teach that at Stanford.
Well, the whole
psychology
practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. You can do it 5 times wrong.
Yeah. So we want to really emphasize that. So the next one is, I know when I was in high school.
Actually, sorry,
okay.
the drill I do to teach this is I have the kids, when they're getting it done, partners have got to be good partners. That's the only way he's going to get better. And if I sit there like this, and I just do this, and I let him go around, that's not realistic. I'm not actually teaching him how to do it. So I always have my kids, I always give the dummy something to do. Here, I'm having him try and do this, or try and do this. Here, so I'm forcing, so if I do this move here, and I feel this, and I feel this, I'm adjusting it now, making a little adjustment to make sure I'm getting that pressure here. Because if he's trying to come up, I'm making sure I'm smashing it down. So, just
smash.
That's how it works. You know, teaching it to make sure they're keeping that pressure, make sure they're doing the pressure, you gotta have the bottom guy trying to fight.
All right. So, everything's focused on the first side. You gotta try to take that first side every time. I'm going right, so I can go left. I'm extending them. I'm controlling both ends. That's gonna open up 3 or 4 or 5 possibilities on that side. That's what I want. Okay, but what I want and what I get are way different things, especially since I've been married. But well, it's true. Don't tell them. I love it. Scared of my wife. She was second. I'm second most accomplished wrestler in my family. She was second in the world. Anyways, she had Japanese girl killer.
You bring up her name all the time, don't you?
Yeah, I do all the time. Every day she tells me to do something. I say, I'm going to call Icho and get her over here. I didn't let her on the plane. There's 7 Olympic medals. She couldn't get on the plane. Anyways, so when I'm in high school, we learned this from our high school coach, not the guy who taught me to go to to wrestle at the Olympics, the other guy who I call Dad. And he had certain techniques he was a little weak on, and this was one of them. So we go behind, go behind, go behind, go behind. He circles, we go, woo! Spin him like a top, I got to take down. Okay, great for kids wrestling, awesome. Okay, unfortunately, just like the move yesterday where we throw the arm up and we imagine it's going to keep going and knock his arm up. In college, when you go like this, that guy doesn't keep spinning around in a circle. Unless you're wrestling on ice. And this one works awesome. You're in a hockey game, you get a guy's jersey down. Anyway, the concept is right though. I'm going left and I'm faking to come back. It's a misdirection, right? And I coached a few guys that were quick enough to go this way and jump all the way around. The Galley's one of them. We've had a couple others. Those guys are going to be few and far between. We have to maintain contact for this move to be effective, right? So the principle of the move is right. I'm going to go left, he's going to overcompensate, I'm going to swing him, I'm going to come back this way, but we're going to do it with pressure. So Glazov was really good at this one. I talked a little bit about him yesterday when he coached us. He didn't so much coach us as he beat the crap out of all of our lightweights and said, watch me do this. See, aren't I good? Anyways, he gave me some really good tips on this, and he was awesome at it. I'm going to pull him this way, he's going to overcompensate. I feel him overcompensate. I'm going to pull down, and I'm going to shuck. But as I shuck, this hand's coming right over the top, and I'm grabbing his arm at the front. Almost like an arm drag. And look what I end up right with here. Is this called a chicken wing or an arm bar?
Either.
In Canada, we call it chicken wing.
I probably call it chicken wing.
But that makes me hungry. Chicken wing, right there. So I get back points out of it. So as I pull down here to extend him, this one's coming up and over his head, and it's grabbing his armpit, and I'm driving it forward. So it's a bit of a hand movement that you have to get good at, but it's going to secure a takedown rather than me trying to spin him. He's going to grab my arm, and he's just going to circle off. So he overextends. I really want this. I want this. It's only worse if I want this. And I really want this. He really wants out. Here, boom, pull down, grab the arm, grab. Okay.
Slide that knee through.
I slide this knee through right here. Yeah, you like that? Use it.
I'm gonna start using that.
Yeah, you use that on your comeback trail. Okay? Oh, you think that's funny, but last night he was talking big talk. I made him so mad he was looking. Google. I went to his computer this morning at Jordan Burroughs.
This guy.
True story.
The funny thing was I had to clear Yo Romero off of it.
Hey, that's not nice.
Was that 2000? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 99, 98, 97, 2000, whatever. Pick a year. I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, sweat.
It's just recording.
So you got anything to add on the
Hey, I actually use this misdirection when they get my elbow. So the worst, it's almost a mentality thing in here. Is because the worst thing you can do for me is wait as a stalemate. I think that's like a lost opportunity. I'm never going to go for a stalemate. I'll try. I'd rather lose it going for something because I made him work. But if I just hold on because I don't quite have it tight, and then the ref calls a stalemate, that is a huge wasted opportunity to make him, to punish him and to make him work. Even if I don't get the move, I'm going to try. So the thing I got to tell is, it doesn't matter if you lose it in 2 seconds. At least you tried. You don't just hold on to it for 10 and wait for that stalemate. Because a lot of kids, if it's not quite perfect, it's not quite tight, they just hold. Okay, and you can't score just holding. So just being willing to try something. I force them to do, like, before that snap and spin, force them to do like 5 times before they go behind. Not just once, because it's hard to do it just once. That move, the snap and drive, it's hard to do one time. One snap, one drive. That almost never happens. You have to snap, drive. And so you got to do it in practice. But when I get my elbow caught, when my elbow is caught, this is how I clear my elbow, because I hate this position when the guy's here, because I can't go around. Even if I get the angle here, like this, I can't get there. So for me, when I switch sides, is when I clear my elbow at the same time. So I'm coming here. For me, I'm coming open up here, and now when I do that shock, boom, here, like this, I still do that same shock, and look what happened. When I shut him down, he came off my elbow so his face doesn't get smashed into the mat. And even if he does hold on for some reason here, it's really easy for me to switch. Boom. I just yank it out. And all I do is I think about going, I turn into a mirror. So right now I'm like here. If I had to go exactly opposite, boom, I'm right here. I'm exactly the same position, just on the other side. And now it's really easy here. So this works really well. I'm trying to circle, snap, here, boom, here. He's holding on. He's holding on, boom, here, boom. Switching sides, I'm out there. He's really fast. He gets me. He squares up. He's got me. Boom, here, this side. I come this side. I do this drill. You're just switching back and forth. And every time, you're just doing that exact same thing that Justin showed. When I switch, I give this little shove, like that elbow shove. He's on my elbow. Boom. I'm knocking his head. Switching. I'm ready to attack this side.
That's a great drill. I'm going to do that on Monday. The guys are going to love it because all we did the other day was fun.
I'll say on your 6th switch, finish.
We're going to do 12.
Yes. I'll go like.
And then if they don't, we're going to sprint.
That'd be awesome. I'll have them go 1, 2, 3. Boom, snap. 1, 2, boom.
I'm being a great partner.
That is exhausting.
The fetal position defense. The fetal position defense. We teach that in Canada.
It's exhausting for him, and I guarantee you, I've had guys where when I smashed them, they're going in such a circle, boom, here, that I get to here. I don't even have to go around behind. They cleared it for me. Because they're holding on, they've maybe gone one way, second way, by the 3rd time, it's really hard to figure out where he is.
I mean, you're going to teach 2 things on the front headlock. That's it right there.
From
the knees. But then things are going to happen because kids are taught to defend properly. You're going to get guys on one knee, you get guys on their feet, and then your options are going to change a little bit. But this on your knees, you have these 2 options, you're really well set. A lot of times the guy goes, I get him here, and he's on this knee, I got him down on this knee, and he's starting to drag me. I'm losing the head a little bit. Okay, right here, I'm just going to pull this tight to my knee, I'm going to tap his knee. Okay, and it's called the knee tap. And, you know, again, it's a really good wrestler. 90% of the time, he's going to fall on his hip here, and then I'm going to come back to a front headlock. You know, I've seen guys can hit it, put the guy on their back, pin him, great. But really what's going to happen, I feel I'm starting to lose my arm. This is a secondary move. When I usually feel I'm losing my arm, I'm going to do exactly what Matt did. I'm going to pull him down and try to re-snap, 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 re-snap. But here he's got pretty good control of me. I'm going right here, drive. Right there, now come back. Follow him around. Okay. And the only really thing that you got to focus when you teach a knee tap is I'm actually, because I'm losing his head, because the first idea of a drag, we talk about drag later, is to get my elbow away. The second idea is to get your head up and block. The more his head comes up to the other side of my body, the less chance of me getting, this is what I want. I want my hips over his head, he wants his head up. I'm not willing to lose that head, so as I'm starting to lose it, if he's on his knee, just when you're on your knee, maybe when you're on your foot here, I pull this tight and I lock it in. So this is all locked to my chest, head drop. Okay? And I'm not sure why it's called a knee tap, because I couldn't knock over my 4-year-old doing this. Okay, but he's a really fat 4-year-old. I just hit him in the head, he falls over, his head's this big.
Champion head.
Must take after his mom, right? Size 7 3/4. It's hard to find an after this one. Anyways, it's really a knee drive. I pull off the knee and I drive forward. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do if I feel like I'm losing him when he's on one knee. But most of the time, good guys get up to their feet and they're dragging here, and I'm losing them. But this isn't going to work here. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing. It's called a near knee pick. The only reason I call it a near knee pick is because this is the side I'm controlling. So that's the near knee. Okay, even though I'm losing control of it, that's still my side. I drop my shoulder to the ear,